back. Joel Embiid's officially listed as doubtful for Game 3 against Miami. That is great news for the NBA. And I'll tell you why. Philly's probably not winning the title this year. Although I think this is the worst team in Philly for the next 10 years. Simmons is only getting better. Saric is only getting better. Fultz is only getting better. Embiid's only getting better. And they'll have more draft picks. They're not going to win this year. But the NBA has always been star-driven. Baseball's not really. It's more about the Yankees or the Giants or the Red Sox. The NFL is about quarterbacks and the Shield. But like international soccer and the NBA is about Messi and LeBron and Ronaldo. It's about stars. And all stars, whether it's Spielberg, Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, or Ben Simmons, we hear stories. It creates their mythology. It's the first chapter of their legend. Ben Simmons carries the Sixers to the Eastern Conference Finals, and Joel Embiid wasn't even healthy. That's the first chapter of the legend. Now, Philadelphia fans don't want to hear that. But this team got faster, and I would argue better in the last 2 weeks without Embiid. All legends. Stephen Hawking's in Cambridge. Spielberg, a little kid in Arizona. I just watched the documentary. All legends start with stories. Childhood, high school, college. We don't know much about Ben Simmons. This is the first chapter. We remember Kareem, Magic, first year. Magic jumps in Kareem's arms, and Kareem stoically, uncomfortably doesn't know how to act. And Magic's smiling and hugging the big fella. And that first team and that first hug and that first moment, that was the beginning for Magic Johnson. To be able to win with J.J. Redick and Saric and Amir Johnson and Covington and Bellinelli and no Joel Embiid over Miami and Wade and Riley and Spoelstra and veterans, and that is great for the NBA. The mythology and the legend begins with a win tonight. So, the NFL, they even have commercials, and those commercials always say the NFL is family. And family takes care of one another, right? You got each other's back. You help each other out. You make calls. You take them to the airport. The NFL is family. Bill Belichick once acquired Tim Tebow, and he had no interest in Tim Tebow. He did it as a solid because Urban Meyer at Ohio State loves Tebow, coached him and recruited him at Florida, and Belichick has leaned on Urban Meyer for years for recruiting information collegiately, and Bill Belichick did Urban Meyer a solid. He gave Tim Tebow a look. Didn't really want him. I've had multiple NFL coaches, Andy Reid a couple of days ago, text me asking if I'd look at somebody as an analyst. That's what the NFL does. The NFL is family. So a story came out this morning. The Patriots, quote, have expressed interest in UCLA quarterback Josh Rosen. Who would benefit from that story? Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen went to the same conference as Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's getting praised. Josh Rosen's getting crushed by the media. Arrogant, cocky, uncoachable, too smart. It is interesting, isn't it? When Cam Newton came out and people questioned his personality, it was called outrageous, too personal, and other things. Nobody appears to have that problem with Josh Rosen. But it has, I've been told, concerned the Rosen family. Is Josh going to drop in the draft? And we've seen great quarterbacks drop. Dan Marino, Aaron Rodgers. There is concern in the Rosen family that Josh is getting beat up by the press and nobody's there to support him. So let's go back to family and the stories. Who was Josh Rosen's offensive coordinator? Jed Fish, respected, been around football for years. Who is Jed Fish close with? Very close with. Who does he talk to weekly? Bill Belichick. I am not saying Josh Rosen and the Patriots wouldn't work, and I'm not saying Josh Rosen wouldn't be a great fit in New England, But I've always said stories get out because somebody wants them out. This feels like Belichick doing the UCLA kid a favor. We'll put your name out there. We do like you. We don't have a problem leaking it. Belichick has a history of doing favors. And Rosen's getting clobbered right now for being too cocky and too arrogant and uncoachable. And they just want to switch the narrative just a little bit. I think Rosen's going to be good. Trent Dilfer talked about it yesterday. I think some of the criticism's fair. Some of the criticism's a bit too harsh. And here's Jason Whitlock and Trent Dilfer yesterday on Speak for Yourself, if we have that.
Is a guy that probably came through the door because of his dad asking all kinds of questions. That doesn't work a lot of times unless you're Peyton Manning, and I'm not sure.
He's every bit as talented as Peyton Manning was. In fact, he's more talented than Peyton Manning was. Let's just stop right
That's
there.
a mouthful.
Go back and watch Peyton Manning's college film, and then watch Josh Rosen's college film. It ain't even close in terms of arm. It ain't even close in terms of arm talent. Josh Rosen's a better athlete. Josh Rosen arguably has the same football IQ as Peyton.
Here's what's really interesting. Because it's hard to find any criticism of Josh Rosen's actual tape, Greg Cosell said 2 days ago, this is the best quarterback in the class. This is the most refined quarterback in the class. Greg Cosell's job is to find flaws. At the end, he said, got to be honest, watch tape, not a lot of flaws. He's the best rhythm thrower. He's the best anticipation thrower. He's the best going to his second and third receiver. He's got the best footwork. He's got the nicest ball. There's not a lot of criticisms right now with Rosen's tape. And so people are moving to the other intangible things. And they're beating him up. And they're beating him up pretty good. And my feeling is this is now people close to Rosen saying, hey, time out here. Let's switch the narrative here. We got Baker Mayfield's got a police video, and everybody's defending him. Our guy's too smart. I mean, Josh Allen can't complete 56% of his throws, and everybody loves him. You got Lamar Jackson completes 56% of his throws. Everybody loves him. Sam Darnold's perfect. Baker Mayfield's going shirtless, and Rosen's getting all the criticism. So what you're seeing before the draft is, I think, some favors and some nice words, and let's shift the narrative, and let's give Rosen some love. I think I said yesterday, Sammy, you can put it up again. I'm trying to be definitive on my opinions on these quarterbacks. I got 3 tiers. I think Darnold and Rosen are the ones that are going to star in this league. I think Baker's in that second tier, and I think both Lamar and Josh Allen can't win now in the NFL. They need good coaches. They need a year. They need a system. They need some time. I think Rosen's a real talent. And it is remarkable how personal everybody's getting about him right now, and nobody seems to have a problem with it. So I'll say it again. Top of the hour, Joel Klatt's going to stop by. So when you look at what's happening in the NBA, I know you're all thinking I'm crazy because yesterday I came out, Christine, and I said, the NBA is no longer beholden to LeBron. I felt it Saturday when I woke up.
Did.
I wasn't interested in watching LeBron as much as I was Ben Simmons. I'll tell you right now, Ian Thompson said it. He may disagree with me on this. I truly, absolutely believe that LeBron's losing in the first round of the Pacers. There's not a doubt in my mind. He was superhuman last night, and they won by 3 at home. Now Kevin Love is hurt. It's ending. He's still great. He's going to move. Where he goes, I don't know. But the league is fine without LeBron being the centerpiece. Hour 2 coming up.
The clock starts ticking on Gordon Ramsay's most hellish mission.
I'm heading to restaurants on the brink of disaster.
And he has just 1 day to save them.